Hello creatives, welcome back to my channel. For any of you who are new here, I'm Angela. I'm a graphic designer and an illustrator. Today we're going to dive into Adobe Illustrator and I'm going to show you the best time-saving, most powerful tools in Illustrator. Now this is for beginners as well, so if any of you are really not into the pen tool, this is for you. Alright, I have Illustrator open right here. And I have a photo. All the photos that I'm using today are in the description box. They are from Pexels or Unsplash, where I get a lot of my photos from, especially for inspiration. This is a very simple monochrome building photo. So if you wanted to use this as an inspiration piece for your vector work, this is a raster photo. The quickest way to turn this into a vector piece is to select it, choose Image Trace, High Fidelity Photo from the drop-down menu, select OK when it asks if you want to continue, and Illustrator will then vectorize everything that is on your artboard in this piece. Image Trace is one of the most powerful tools in Illustrator. They did bring a version of this to the iPad, which I will show you in a future video, but as you can see, once it's done processing, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference here. Let's press expand, and it gives you all the vector lines for this piece. The next powerful tool in this program is when you go to Object, Path, and Simplify. Now, once you have a raster image that you vectorized, you're going to have a lot of points, a lot of endpoints, and a lot of random points everywhere. So you always want to simplify your paths. And this does it very easily for you. You can select how many points you want in your path. It will keep the integrity of your images and your paths as much as possible using the least amount of endpoints as possible. And as you can see, there are some fraying here on the sides, but I really don't want the background, so I could just get rid of that. When you do use Image Trace, you will have a fully grouped object. So the way to get rid of that is to ungroup it. Go to Object, Ungroup, and it will ungroup the entire path for you, and we can get rid of this. And this is great for anyone who is still a beginner when it comes to the pen tool and doesn't want to use up all their time to trace this with the pen tool. It gives you all the paths that you could need. And combine these paths with the next powerful time-saving tool, this tool over here called the Shape Builder tool. It is signified by a cloud, what looks to be a cloud, and a pointer. You can select your traced images and you can combine them together to make one full shape. This will also simplify your path as well. And you can do this to many photos, something as simple as the building that we have here, or we can even take it to an image that is a little bit more complex, such as this one. Choose Image Trace at the top toolbar, select High Fidelity Photo, press OK to then turn the rasterized object or image into a fully vectored one. This does save you a lot of time, but you do have to clean up your paths afterwards. This becomes extremely useful when you have very short deadlines and you need your shapes and your paths to be done very quickly, and you don't want to use a lot of time using the pen tool to create your paths, because the pen tool can be very time consuming, especially if you are using a mouse and you're not on, let's say, a Wacom Cintiq, or you don't have a drawing tablet to use. Don't forget to hit expand after you utilize the Image Trace tool, and simplify the path. I do encourage you all to explore all the other forms of Image Trace, so that way you can choose the best one that works for you. There are a lot of Image Trace presets in the toolbar that you can choose from. The ones that we have been using is High Fidelity Photo so far, but there are other choices. Like for this next one, I'm going to choose 3 colors because there are only minimum 3 colors in this image, so there isn't going to be a lot of processing for this one. And it gives you a nice illustrated look, as you can see here, and you can change up the colors as much as you want, and it gives you very simple, clean lines. So you can change up the color if you wish, make this look and feel completely different. It gives it more of an illustrated comic book type of feel, especially if your images only have a few colors. You can also use other image trace options. For instance, instead of high fidelity photo, you can use 16 color, you can use shades of gray, which gives you a nice monochrome type of neutral palette for your images. You can also use line art. I would suggest you be careful with this one. You will need very simple photos to use that on if you're using photos. If you were using a sketch that you did in your sketchbook and then pouring it into Illustrator, you can use that one for that. You can also use technical drawing, but technical drawing, a lot of the time, if you have a lot of white space in your image or in your drawing, it doesn't like to pick up anything else. You can also do silhouettes and sketched art. I'm going to show you sketched art on this image of a space shuttle, and it gives you very ink blot, very simple paths. So you can do something very abstract such as this, or you can go to 16 colors and it will give you a very much more detailed image, but it's not going to be as detailed as the high fidelity photo. So this really depends on your style and what you're looking for out of the piece. So 16 colors gives you a lot more range, but nothing beats the high fidelity photo for realism. But if you want something other than realism, if you want something more abstract, I would suggest going for the sketched art. All your results are going to vary based on how intricate and how detailed your photos are. This spaceship ended up with the high fidelity photo, you get a very realistic look, and then with the sketched art image trace, you get more of an abstract look. Make sure you click expand so that way when you go to make your selections, you can change the colors as much as you choose. The final tool that saves you a lot of time is going to be the recolor artwork tool. I highly suggest that all of you try this out to see how much time this saves you. Select the edit toolbar, go to edit colors, and select recolor artwork. And this will give you a whole range of colors depending on the color library that you choose. You can pick your theme, you can pick your color tones that you would like to utilize. I'm going to use metal for this one, and play around with all the different tones. It really saves you a lot of time when choosing colors and what color themes you would like to see in your pieces. This way you can test out different color themes and different ideas for the same image. I highly encourage all of you to test out the recolor artwork option in Illustrator. It'll save you a lot of time choosing your color themes, and this way you can test out multiple color themes while you are creating your piece, so you can pick the best theme that works for your artwork. You can also reset this at any time. You can also do side-by-side comparisons. And then once you recolor your artwork, you can also save your theme colors as swatches in your swatches panel. I hope you all enjoyed this look into some of the most powerful and time-saving tools in Illustrator. And leave me a comment down below of anything you would like to know. I do my best to showcase everything that is new in Illustrator and everything that could be as helpful to you as possible for your process and your workflows. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon, creatives.